I'm wired in. Sorry. Welcome, everybody, to another tier list. Today on the docket, Coldplay, everybody's favorite band, whether or not they know it. What's funny about this tier list is the caption for it says, "For the white person in you," which I am very offended by that. I don't think this this tier list realizes that I identify as black. I demand reparations, tier list, please. Anyway, I grew up with this band probably from like 15, 16 up through 20, 22. So for about 5-ish years, Coldplay was kind of my go-to. I don't listen to them as much now, especially since their last album, which I reviewed on this channel when it came out. And I even did like a little history of Coldplay thing where I ran through basically every song on every album and gave my thoughts. It's like a 50-minute video. Actually, I'll link that in the description so you guys can watch that if you want to. It's, gosh, how old is that now? 2015? It's 4 years old. I was a wee little lad. Anyway, this is me just ranking the albums that I've heard. Well, I've heard all of their albums, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this, but I'm curious to know how you guys feel about this band. I know that they're obviously very mainstream, sometimes overrated, I would posit that, but I feel like they write quality songs and have, or I should say, they have written quality songs. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about this band. What your thoughts are on it, what you think their best albums are, if you agree with my list or not. There's going to be two things left in the unused column when I'm done, just because I haven't listened to them in full and I kind of don't care to rate them. And that's going to be the acoustic EP, which is a fine EP. It has yellow acoustic, and I think it also has Careful Where You Stand, if I'm not mistaken, which is splendid. And then the Safety EP. I don't know what's on that either. I don't really care about either of those. So those will be in the unused thing at the bottom, unrated. Everything else will have a rating. This was the only decent Coldplay studio album tier list on this site, so it's like I don't care if there's EPs in here, whatever. But I will rate a couple of these EPs, 3 of them. So let's begin with their first album. Actually, should I go with the Blue Room EP? Maybe I should. This goes on C. Fix this real quick here. This goes on C. It's fine. See You Soon is a great song. It has, I think, an alternate version of Don't Panic from the debut. A couple other songs. I don't really care all that much. See You Soon is pretty stellar, though. I love See You Soon. If you're a Coldplay hater, it's kind of hard to hate See You Soon. It's a great acoustic ditty in a funky guitar tuning. Yes, so okay, I can do debut now. Parachutes. This is my favorite album of all time. For sentimental, emotional, nostalgic memory reasons, not necessarily because of the music in a vacuum, the music itself. I put this at A. I'm trying to balance subjectivity and objectivity here in terms of what I think is good and what I like. So I'm trying to kind of keep those, those bulls, their horns intertwined and not kill one or the other. I love this album. Some might say it's boring. It's kind of this post-Britpop. I want to see what the genres are always changing on this album on Wikipedia. It just says alternative rock, post-Britpop, and pop rock now. That's hilarious. Sometimes it said like ambient before. It said dream pop before, and I'm like, why are you guys always changing it? It is very slow. It's very acoustic. I would say it's kind of dreamy. It's more post-Britpop than dream pop, though. But like songs like Sparks, Spies, Don't Panic, they're dreamy. They're dreamy. That may have, like, come to think of it, kind of incited my love of dream pop when I first fell in love with this album. Tons of great songs on it. I'm curious to know what you guys think of this one in particular. This might be a bit divisive. Some people might hate this album. Some people might think it's overrated. I like it quite a bit, obviously. What next? What comes next? A rush of blog to the noggin. Rush Blood to the Head. Second album goes on B. This one is okay. I think it's overrated. I don't think it has a lot of personality. It feels a little cold. And it has just a handful too many weak tracks. Like if I were to pull it up here. I think Politic is good. In My Place is alright. God Put a Smile Upon Your Face is pretty good. Scientist is overrated. I think Clocks is actually... I think it's actually decent. It's kind of dreamy. Psychedelic rock? What the hell, Wikipedia? Clocks is not a psychedelic song. Daylight and A Whisper are not that great. Green Eyes is alright. Warning Sign is fine. Rush Blood to the Head is fine. Amsterdam's a great closer, though. So it's kind of it's a here and there album of meddling songs. That's just kind of how I feel about it. X and Y, next album that came out, also B, for different reasons. So, Rush Blood to the Head was 54 minutes. X and Y is 62. And I'd say they're about on par because Rush of Blood to the Head is shorter and has not as many good songs, whereas X and Y is longer but has some better songs. So they kind of even each other out because like X and Y like doesn't serve its length, but there are better songs on it. And Rush of Blood to the Head is shorter, but some of the songs aren't as good. Like Square One, like songs I don't fully care about fully are Square One, What If, White Shadows, X and Y, Speed of Sound, and Twisted Logic. That's like half the album that I don't really care all that much about. But like Fix You I think is solid. Talk I think is solid. A Message is great. Low is great. Did I say I don't care about Low? If I did, I was mistaken. I think Low is great. Hardest Part is fine. Swallowed in the Sea is pretty good. Until Kingdom Come, best song on the album. Don't At Me. Yeah. That's how I feel about that. Good stuff. I'm not going to talk too extensively from song to song because I've already gone over all these songs in that History of Coldplay video. 2008 rolls around. Viva la Vida, or Death and All of His Friends. This is a freaking good album. This is a good album, guys. So good that it goes boom. This is their best album. Objectively. I'm just certain that it's their best album. Every song is good. Every song is interesting. Some are weaker than others. I'll say that much, but every song is good in its own right. Life in Technicolor, great opener. Symmetries of London is this awesome, like, sounds like a sea shanty almost. Lost is this great song. 42 is amazing. Lovers in Japan, Reign of Love, fantastic. Yes, with influenced by Velvet Underground and with Chinese Sleep Chant at the end. Viva la Vida I think is actually solid. Violet Hill is great. Strawberry Swing is great. Death and All His Friends is fantastic. It's a fantastic album. It's not adventurous. It's as adventurous as a mainstream artist could get at the time. And I kind of wish that they would do something like this again, but they haven't. But this was so good. Not incredible compared to other albums, but for them, it was great. Alternative rock, art rock, pop rock, indie pop, baroque pop. What a time that was. What a time that was. And conversely, Prospects March. Prospects March was an EP that came out a few months later with kind of stuff that didn't make it onto the album. This goes on A. It would be matched with Viva la Vida, save for the fact that it has Lost Plus on it, which features Jay-Z. Totally unneeded song, who cares? Lovers in Japan Osaka-san mix, barely different. I mainly listen to it just so I have a single track version of Lovers in Japan that doesn't go into Reign of Love. But Life in Technicolor 2 is great. Postcards from Far Away is an awesome little classical piece. Glass of Water is solid. Rainy Day is solid. Prospects March is a great song. And Now My Feet Won't Touch the Ground is a nice little acoustic outro to the thing. I think it's good. I think it's nice. Mylo Xyloto. Very divisive album. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people think it's okay. It's all over the board. Weirdly enough, this is the highest rated Coldplay album on Pitchfork. Isn't that weird? It's rated 0.1 points higher than Viva. This has a 7. Viva has 6.9. Weird. Anyway, this is good. I think it's good. I don't think it's great. I think it's good. That people might think this is blasphemy, doing this. Don't know. I think the opener, Mylo Xyloto with Hurts Like Heaven, is very nice, kind of reminiscent of Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen. Paradise is overrated. Charlie Brown, I think, is solid. Us Against the World, who cares? MMIX, who cares? Every Teardrop is a Waterfall, I think, is actually kind of solid. Major Minus, I think, is solid. UFO, fantastic song. Princess of China, the acoustic version of Princess of China is superior. Up in Flames, And then Hopeful Transmission, Don't Let It Break Your Heart, Up with the Birds, I think is a really solid outro. And Moving to Mars, which is a song from an EP around this era, was also pretty solid too. I just think it's a solid album. I think it deserves to be close to, if not on par with, Russia Blood and X and Y. Tell me what you guys think. Speaking of what you guys think, we're going to Ghost Stories. What do you think of that one? 3 years later, they come out with this synthy electronic album. Also very divisive. I think this album gets a slightly bad rap. I put it on D. On a good day, it'd be C. On a good, very, very good day, if I'm in the right mood, it is certainly a strong C. But often it's a D. I rarely come back to this one. It doesn't have a lot of personality in and of itself. It's kind of cold. Russia Blood just feels like Coldplay's trying to do an okay computer, but is not adventurous in any way whatsoever. Whereas Ghost Stories doesn't feel like it's trying to do something else. Like Mylo Xyloto and Head Full of Dreams felt like they were like, I want to fit in with the club. Ghost Stories doesn't quite. You can't quite put your finger on what they're pulling from with stuff like this. Always in My Head, I think, is solid. It's not great. Magic is fairly decent, nice bass groove in there. Ink is fine. True Love is good. Midnight, I actually think, is pretty good as well. Another's Arms is trash. Oceans is okay. I will call upon your name when oceans rise. It's not that Oceans. Sky Full of Stars, who cares? And O. O is their best album closer. No one talks about O. What a great piano ballad. Good. And then the Target Deluxe Edition. Oddly enough, there's a deluxe edition of the album sold only at Target that has All Your Friends, Ghost Story, and O Reprise. And those first two tracks are splendid. I would easily have tossed out... I'd have tossed out Another's Arms and A Sky Full of Stars, or Another's Arms and Oceans for those two tracks, and it would have made it a solid B, honestly, like somewhere between a B and a C. But what can you do? what do we have now? We have the Kaleidoscope thing, the Head Full of Dreams albumin. This one sucks. This one sucks. Bottom. Actually, let me be clear here, all right? When I put these at the bottom, I don't hate them. I mean, I'm kind of offended, but like, all right, let's run through track by track. Head Full of Dreams, who cares? Birds is good. Birds is a great song, I would say. Hymn for the Weekend, who cares? Everglow, really schmaltzy, but not terrible. Adventure of a Lifetime, who cares? Fun is alright. Kaleidoscope, whatever. Army of One, garbage. Amazing Day, pretty good. Color Spectrum, who cares? Up and Up is the closer. It's okay. It's kind of too long, though. And there's Miracles, a bonus track, which was on the soundtrack for Unbreakable, Unforgiven, Unbroken, that Angelina Jolie movie that she directed. That was written by the Coen brothers. I'm forgetting now. That's good. Miracles is a great track. I would have easily thrown half of the album out to slip that in there. So it's like there's some stuff I like on it, but compared to everything else, I don't care. Then a couple years ago, they came out with the Kaleidoscope EP, which was kind of stuff that didn't make it on. All I can think about is okay. Miracles, Someone Special. Ugh. Ugh. Aliens is interesting. Something Just Like This. Nope. It's another. What is it? There's another Chainsmoker song that's like it's exactly the same song. It's not Paris. It's that other big one, I think. But they do the same chords in every damn song. And then Hypnotized. This has a 5.8 on Pitchfork. Who the hell? Pitchfork ranked the Kaleidoscope EP higher than Parachutes. I'm just going to get mad if I think about it. But Hypnotized is a pretty good song. I like Hypnotized, actually. It's this nice little piano-driven song. So it's like, who cares? They tried to throw so much personality on it, it just became a soup, is my thing. So that's where it is, guys. That's how I feel about Coldplay. Let me know what you think about the band, the rock band. Let me know if you think my list is good or bad or okay. I have a couple more of these I can do. I have at least one more. Yeah. 2 more. I have 2 more I can do. Yeah, thanks. Stay true, be at peace, and subscribe.